Hey everybody, Jeff Stone here with day 50 of the year 2015 at magicreview.com. We're looking at Mystique by Dave Loosley. So if you saw the video trailer, it's a color changing deck where every card changes except for the signed selection. The signed selection, if you know what I'm saying. What you see is what you get. It is that visual, it is that clear, it is that good or bad, you know, depending on your opinion. But it looks just like that. You get, with this DVD, you get 15 special cards that you need to make the effect work. And these are cards that you've probably got. I mean, it's, you know, thinking color changes, what kind of card would accomplish a color change. And if you've been in Magic for a while, you probably figured out what kind of cards they are based on the moment that the change occurs. So they're not anything uncommon. So my point is, once these wear out, you'll probably have replacements already. So what it comes down to is two things, really, in my opinion. Always, do you like the effect, obviously. But assuming that you're interested in the effect, then there's a couple things you need to look at. Number one, there's the color changing box. And then number two, there's the actual moment that the deck goes from blue to red or red to blue or whatever. That moment that the deck changes colors, as you saw in the trailer, it's very visual. And it's very magical looking because that card just sort of pops off the deck out of nowhere and you don't see it coming. That's a very difficult move to master. I've still not been able to master it, and I've seen it before, and I've just never quite been able to get it down. So there are other techniques taught on the DVD for that moment. Some are less or more visual than others, but there's enough on there that no matter what, you'll be able to do the effect on some level. And there's a couple actually that were relatively visual that were not that difficult to do. And there's some that are not visual at all necessarily, but they're very easy to do. And, you know, the deck, it's still, I mean, it's visual because it was red, then it's blue, right? But it doesn't happen as visually as you saw in the ad trailer unless you master that particular move, which is not easy. But put in the time and you'll get it, you know. So if you don't mind putting in the time to make it that visual, or you don't mind some of the not as visual changes, then you'll be fine there. The only other thing is that the box that I mentioned, that box is a special box that you'll have to make. They don't give it, that doesn't come with the DVD. And the reason I'm a little, I don't know if annoyed's the right word, but that's a little frustrating because when you watch the DVD, that's a big part of the whole routine. You know, bam, the deck changes colors, and then bam, all of a sudden the box changes colors, and there's no deck switch, no box switch, or any of that stuff. And so you're thinking, well, that's probably part of what you get, especially when they say, you know, that the gimmicks are included. Well, when you open the pack and there's no box, I was a little disappointed. But the reason I kind of had an issue with it wasn't just because I was expecting it. It was because David Loosley said that, yeah, I don't even normally do the box thing, but since you know, that's why I didn't include it. But I'll go ahead and show you how to do it, how to make the box. So he does, well, we'll say teach you how to make the box. He basically holds up a card box and shows you, just by touching it and pointing to it, here's what you need to do here, and you need to do this and that. But he doesn't actually walk through making one at all. And it's the kind of thing that I feel like, it's, you know, the cooking show mentality, right? Where you have the parts already set up and you just show them. And he didn't actually have to go through the arts and crafts on camera, but he could have at least showed us the pieces of the box to make it a little bit more clear. Now, to be fair, watching his directions on how to make the box, you will be able to make the box. Maybe a little bit of trial and error because there's a couple parts that it's a little bit unclear about, but it's just, you know, I'd probably just have to rewind it and I'd be fine. So you can make the box based on what's covered on the DVD. But my thinking is this: if it's in the ad trailer, and then you're going to, on the DVD, say, yeah, I don't even really do that, and I'm not going to include the gimmick for you, and I'm not even going to show you how to make it, I'm just going to tell you how to make it, I thought that was a little bit disappointing. So, as far as the method goes, though, however, the method for making the deck change and making the box change, they're very good. They're very good. They're very doable. They're very, they're not, you know, fishy, weird methods that won't really work in the real world. No, these are real world methods that really will work. Try saying that 5 times fast, man. Anyway, so the method's solid, totally solid. The product quality, the DVD's well produced and all that stuff. Only thing, Peter Nardi's mic wasn't working or something, or maybe he wasn't mic'd. I couldn't hear him very well, but Dave Loosley was fine. So I'm not sure what happened there. But other than that, the production quality is fine. The only, again, issue I had with the product quality was the thing I mentioned about them not including or better teaching how to do the box, or teaching it better. So that aside, we're fine. So now we're left with the ad copy. The ad copy is actually pretty good. The written ad copy is very good, 100% accurate. In fact, it's very literal when it says that the DVD, I think it says, tells you, what was the exact word they used? I can't remember now. But the exact word, explains, that's what it was. It says the DVD explains how to make the card box. Yes, it literally does just that. It explains how to make it. It does not show or anything else. It just explains. So the ad copy written is totally, literally accurate. The only part I had an issue with as far as ad copy goes was in the video trailer. And you'll see that there's 4 people that he performs the effect for. There's 2 on his right and 2 on his left. And on his left immediately is a guy that he hands the card box to like this, and the guy's holding it the whole time. Now, this card box that he puts in his hand is gimmicked. It is the color-changing card box. And actually, I guess he would put it this way in his hand. And I can tell you right now that if this is in his hand, the gimmick, as I'm looking right at, this is not a gimmicked box, but if it were the gimmicked box, I'd be looking right at the gimmick right now. And so putting that in the hand in the trailer to me was a little bit misleading, to say the least. So I don't know if the guy holding the box just played along. I'm kind of thinking he did, because when you watch the moment the box changes, the 3 girls at they react in some way. One of them just kind of stands there with sort of a puzzled look on her face. One of them smiles, the other one laughs, but they react. But the dude holding the box didn't react at all, which kind of leads me to believe that he saw the gimmick. So I thought that was a little bit inappropriate to have it shown that as if the guy could be holding the box. Because there are gimmicked color-changing boxes that you could let the spectator hold on to it without them seeing anything. If they fiddled around with it, they might figure something out. But just holding it's not a problem. In this case, holding it is a problem. They would see the thing. Now, one could argue that they're too busy watching the trick to notice. It's a reasonable argument, I will say that. But based on the way he reacted, my guess is the trick wasn't enough to distract him, especially since he was doing the trick to the girl, not to the guy holding the box. And so if the guy holding the box were the one that was maybe signing the card and that kind of stuff, maybe he'd have a better argument there. But to me, that was just not a smart thing to do, to give that to the spectator. Well, smart thing or not is irrelevant. To me, it wasn't an accurate thing to do. Because if you hand this box to a spectator, they're seeing the gimmick. It's right, I mean, they'll see it right there. So that took a decent hit on the overall star rating for that. But if you don't mind the fact that the deck is not examinable at the end of it, and I'm not saying that's good or bad, that's your deal, that's not my deal. If you don't mind that it's not examinable and that you're dedicating a deck to the effect, which all color changing decks, that's kind of the deal. And if you don't mind that you'll have to make that box yourself, then this is great. You'll love this, and it's very solid, very well done. Everything else. The other thing that as long as you don't mind that I totally forgot what I was going to say, man. Oh man, I hate when that happens. So if you don't mind that you have to make the box, if you don't mind that the deck's not examinable, and then every time a card is selected and signed, for the next time you do it, you have to replace that card in your setup deck, because that's really the only red card in there, and so each time you got to replace the red card. So if you don't mind all that, and then if you can master that move that makes it visual, that's something you have to consider. Do you want it to be that visual, or all of them are visual, I would say, but the most visual is the one that's in the trailer. and that's also the hardest one to do. So if you don't mind it being, putting in the time for that, or it being a little bit less visual than that, then I know that's a lot of contingencies there, a lot of exceptions or whatever. But if you don't mind all that stuff, then this is solid. I mean, the method's great. It totally works. It is as clean as you saw in the trailer. So enough rambling. That's it for this one. 4 stars, stone status of gem. Time for you to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and listen to the random iTunes song of the moment, which is... Oh, look, Ozzy. Man, he hasn't come up for a while. Road to Nowhere. There's a weird light on my face. You guys see that if I move just the right way like that? What is that? Anyway, that's Road to Nowhere off the No More Tears album. Ozzy's got a great song that you're probably familiar with called Mama, I'm Coming Home. And a friend of mine said that that's like his and his mother's song together. And I'm like, dude, if you listen to the lyrics of that song, that is Ozzy not being very happy with his mother at all. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of funny. So I am a big fan of Ozzy, though. Total big hardcore fan of Ozzy. I think I got most of his albums on my playlist. Anyway, that's it for today. Tune in tomorrow, day 51, where we're looking at another Alakazam product, Ocular, by Alexis de la Fuente. There you go. That's it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you mañana. Peace out.